剣にチュンチュン丸と名付けたのはこの私です。
I love this one. Hey guys, Tanna here with another Konosuba Fantastic Days video, and today's video is gonna be much requested, the team building guide. Okay, so it's not gonna be perfect, but done a couple of research so far. Kind of elaborate, but I'm gonna explain to you briefly what the video is gonna be about today. So first thing first, this team building guide is probably gonna be a mini series. I'm gonna break it down into a few parts because I believe, you know, even right now it's gonna be like super long, but I'm trying to keep it short, guys. So for now it's probably gonna be 2 parts. It might extend into the 3rd or 4th or whatever, but you know, it doesn't matter. So today's video, and like even though team building is kind of simple in the concept, but in the end there's really a lot to talk about when I was like preparing for this video, right? Okay, so in this video I'm gonna cover the general or the basic stuff of the game. So the first half of the guide will help you understand the basic mechanics of this game, the types of team, the different types of unit as well, and of course I will drop, you know, team building tips along the way. And the next video I'm going to talk about something related, which is how to sub the characters, but I will still touch on that in this video as well, you know, maybe just a little bit. And then next I'm going to refer to the tier list to give a rough idea, you know, like who to choose, who's good, and etc. And lastly, I finally remember to say this time. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Please consider subscribing as it means a lot to me. And also, hit the like button as well. With that being said, let's start the first part of the video, which is the basic mechanics of the game. Okay, this is gonna be about clearing content, which is the X factor being time. Okay, jikan in Japanese. So we're just gonna go into a random quest. Let's go to the goal one. Okay, by the way, just clear this. I'm not gonna remind you guys in this video. There's no time to waste. So ultimate, I'm just gonna use this stage as example. I need more skip tickets. Okay, so this is my team right now. Okay, I'm gonna use this level them. So okay, let's go. Okay, so first thing, important thing to note is the timer. Okay, you can see at the top left corner, it's gonna start at the beginning of battle. 2 minutes. Okay. So, like it or not, after 2 minutes, the battle ends. Okay, if you didn't kill the boss in time or whatever, you still lose. Okay, so you either die to the enemy waves and then you lose the round, or time's up. Okay, in this case, it's easy fight, so not much worries. So basically, kill the enemies before they kill you while surviving. Of course, I mean, like there's some stage, especially the event stage right now, it start to get harder and harder, right? So it's gonna be a certain point that you hit, you know, the rock, you cannot proceed anymore. And then also in arena, I'm not gonna do arena now. I tend to try to do it just before I sleep, you know, so that when it resets, I get the best points, okay, the best score. I can do a run now, but nah. Okay, so basically in arena, you want to burst as much damage as possible before the timer runs out in 2 minutes while surviving hits, of course, okay? So with that being said, it feels to me that it's a lot more like a DPS race, like most of the time, rather than a marathon. But of course, I do believe, you know, like I said, at some point or stage, you definitely need healers, okay, to keep your team alive. But as of now, I have not even started working on a healer, okay? I just want to try to DPS, you know, kill them before they kill me, before I start needing healers. Okay, I want to build them as strong as possible. So just, you know, like the number one thing, just try to cap them. They are all capped at level 60. So I feel that this is the first thing you want to start working on, okay? The main character and then your sub characters, you want to level them to 60. Okay, this is gonna be my main team right now. I was actually using a 1-star dust, by the way. So if there's like no timer or whatsoever, I would think building a balanced team, tank, healer, DPS would be fine. But and even stall teams, you know, those like really tanky, it will never die, or maybe even resurrect, the kind of team would be good. But no, in this game you're literally racing against time here. Okay, so I hope this point is being clear, and let's move on with the next part of the video, which is, okay, the second important thing to note is there are mainly two types. Okay, second point, 2 types of team. Okay, so there's mainly 2 types of team, physical and magical. Okay, this is my physical team, which I believe most of you will be having. And then I just came out with this like really last minute. Okay, this is gonna be a magical team. Okay, with Megumin leading the way, and then her best friend, okay, not really her best friend, she considered her best friend, okay, as their teammates, and Arue, the classmate as well. In the rear, we have Sicily and Cielo. Go back to the screen. Okay, so with the current global release meta, to be honest, there's only one team that you need to care about, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on in today's video. And especially everyone and their grandma has rewrote for Melissa, right? Okay, so let's talk about the treasure hunter Melissa, or rather, or aka Dark Melissa, because, well, she's a dark element. You can see her kit size, or pure dark. Even though it's purple, but purple is dark in this game. Okay, the one with the swimsuit. Okay, the current banner. This one, just to be sure. Okay, this one, in my opinion, is only good for her battle costume. Okay, you can see. You click info. Okay, battle costume here. Okay, I think only the 4-star one have battle costumes. Or, you know, just use as eye candy for your home screen. Okay, even I got debated in my previous video and it's kind of ripped. Okay, check it out in my previous video. Link in the description below. Okay, actually I usually use like the YouTube cuts on top. Those things. Okay, so anyway, she's a good unit, but just not treasure hunter Melissa good. Okay, this Melissa is A tier, right? But that treasure hunter Melissa is SS tier, so it's fine, you know, if you want to use her, if you're more of a waifu over meta person. And then next one, I want to talk about the magic team. As of right now in global launch, you know, especially in launch, it's not that magic has no place in the game, but it's just that it's not the right time for them to shine yet. I think in JP, the magic meta only comes in like a year later or something like that. It's many months. And this Dark Melissa dominates the arena ranking for months. So this is the main reason why people reroll for her, okay? But with the ease of rerolling, especially from today, I think we have like 2 4-star tickets. I don't even know if we have time for that. Even though you see Megumin here, she's actually a magic unit. I feel that she's the exception to the rule. As a Megumi, I personally don't even consider her like as a magic unit or whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, ideally she performs better in magic comps, but she's great even in a physical team. Here's why. She's simply a bomb, okay, a suicide bomber. You guys already know if you have played using her, and she embraced the fact. So the third mechanics I want to talk about are elemental weaknesses and strength. Okay, one of the main reasons the Queen Melissa here is SS tier simply because she's of the dark element. Of course, there's other goodies in the kit set, like chance to inflict haste, moderate self buff agility for 16 seconds, and finally the defense break. Okay, this is the biggest thing ever. Okay, and then on top of that, she also buff herself with like dark elements. Right now it's like 7% because I max promoted her already, even though she's like not 60 yet. And then the next unit I want to talk about is Megumin, despite being fire. Okay, right, as I mentioned, the exception to this rule, Megumin, is because of her burst damage, right? At base, right now is skill level 2 because of affinity, but at base is actually 350% fire damage. I believe it's capped at 487% based on the game with Wikipedia. Can probably link down if you guys want. Okay, just let me know that it ignores that rule. It's really bomb. Okay, so in arena, her job is just to go there, burst down the boss, and then the next character will move up. Okay, so I'm gonna put right there. Okay, there are a total of 7 elements in this game. Okay, using this chart here, you can see, and in the arena, they will rotate. Okay, the bosses. Okay, as you can see right now, beware of water physical attacks. Since this Shogun is actually ice, he's actually weak against fire. So any fire character will deal 1.5 times against this boss. So this is why, one of the reasons, even this 1-star Kreese would deal a lot of damage. Okay, so even with his Tinder slash skill, okay, 139% fire physical damage to one enemy, you'll deal about like 200%, you know, with the 1.5 times. So it's gonna deal a lot of damage, even with this dust. Okay, I'll keep calling him Kreese. I don't know why. Okay, you know, he has this Kreese face. Not that it's not Kreese, but you know. Okay, basically in battle arena, you want to bring a team with elements strong against the boss. So in the first boss, we need like fire team. Even in the event, fire units are good right now. So fire is the team to go, the way to go. Strong element deals, okay, like I mentioned, 1.5 times. And then if it's weak against, it's gonna deal 0.75 times. Okay, it's gonna be like 25% less. Okay, because weak elements. Okay, so I know so far there's a lot to take in, but it doesn't matter because that's the reason why you're watching this video. You can always come back and get a refresher once you get a better idea, better understanding of this game. Okay, anyway, next, I want to talk about the different roles like DPS, tank, and healer, or maybe support as well. Okay, in my opinion, they all definitely do have their users, you know, as some guides suggest. In this video, I'm going to focus mainly on DPS and then DPS with support. Okay, like you don't want to stop the engine going, but just keep adding stuff on, right? Like, so example, like Melissa, you know, she does attack, and then on top of that, she has like debuff and things like that, you know, and then stealth buff. So another example is Iris. On top of being light element, okay, so very similar to Melissa. Okay, she also buff, okay, minor boost to physical attack for all allies, and then it's just normal light attack, okay. So as I mentioned, at some point you might wanna start adding a healer in the team as well. So like example, okay, this is my main team. So for example, like you wanna replace Dust or even Chris with a healer. Okay, there's a lot of healers, which I should talk about that in another video. But right now, to be honest, only Cielo 4-star is the best healer in the game. From what I heard, there are better healers that will be releasing soon. We don't know when, but you know, maybe the next banner or the next banner. But right now, most of the healers that we have in global right now is pretty bad. That's one of the reasons I just focusing on my DPS right now, and I did not pull Cielo. But I might just use like a lower tier Cielo, 2-star or 3-star, that kind of free units that I can just work on. Okay. As for tanks, they probably get some use later on, but that is after they can deal some damage, you know, contribute to the DPS. But otherwise, I feel that there's no point in having tanks. Like if your main characters are strong enough, ideally, you know, they are strong enough to take hits, then your healer, you know, will just keep healing them in cases that requires a really strong team for survival. Okay, next I want to refer to the tier list, which I will link. I will just post it here. Okay, I want to quickly discuss like the 4-star tier list, okay, even though this is more like a 3-star, 2-star, 1-star tier list video, okay, for team building to see, you know, like, okay, so I'm just gonna run down like basically who you're gonna have in your team, etc. As you can see, like my main team here has like 3 4-stars, but if you don't have like 5 4-stars, then what you're gonna do, you're definitely gonna replace them with like 3-stars, okay. And it's not like you get all 5 4-stars, you're gonna win, but you know, there's like really bad 4-star, so some 3-star might be better, even some 1 or 2-star might even be better than the 4-star units. Okay, I'm just talking about Darkness is one of the example. Okay, so from here you can see I rewrote for Melissa, and then along that I also have Iris. Okay, then ideally I would also have Chris in the team, but I'm using like the 3-star variant right now. She's actually a pretty great unit on her own. Okay, water damage, some debuff, which is chance to inflict haste, and then the same out, which is physical damage to all enemies, significant reduction to the agility, so you know, kind of slow them down. And then thankfully I put Megumin in my previous video. Really lucky, I would say. For my third pull, I got her. First one I got Azuma. He's not totally useless in my team. I sub him with Chris. Since she's water element, he has a water boost, so he's gonna help my 3-star Chris. So besides that, you know, you can look at the tier list, the 4-star tier list, and then fill up. And then once, you know, if you're like me, you only have like a couple of 4-star, even though they have actually gave us quite a good chunk of resources to start rolling. But you know, you start saving, then you just wanna, you know, wait for the next banner. Maybe Halloween is gonna be like 2 months from now. That is the banner I'm looking forward to. Okay, so back to Melissa SS tier first choice. You can build a team around her or more like with her, because physical team, as mentioned, is the current meta. Okay, if you guys would like a magic team video, I don't know, maybe I could try and do one if there's many people requesting for it. But I said quite a number of times now, if possible, just get a physical team just because of the meta, you know, especially with Melissa. Okay, so like I mentioned, I have Iris. She's great with Melissa to avoid the elemental stuff, you know, as I mentioned earlier. So like when rotating bosses, these two are most likely gonna stay in my team. Even if there's like elemental stuff going on, they could still be used. But most of the time, you know, these 3 should stick around, okay? These 3 4-star. Yeah, I also wanted to talk about the skills of other S tier units like Chris, but I think the video is long enough, so... And I already talked about Megumin, so now let's move on to the 3-star units, okay? Okay, so for the 3-star units, and along with the 1 and 2-star one, okay, sorry guys, it took so long to get here, but without the basic understanding on this game, you know, explaining those stuff, it's really hard to say, oh, just, you know, go and use these characters. Okay, because there's a lot of depend. Like, if I just say, okay, just follow this tier list, you might just end up with like a mixed physical, magical team, and then with really bad, I don't know, passive, and things like that. So like many other gacha games, there's a lot of depends in these kind of games. Obviously, mainly because it's gacha, everyone will have a wide variety of units, 3-star, 4-star, SSR, whatever. So now to fill the hole in your party, let's look at some of the 3-star units first. There's actually 2 types of 3-star tier lists as of today. Okay, there's one being uploaded on Reddit. But for today, I'm gonna use this original one for this video because I feel like the updated one will be good for the next subbing video, okay? There's actually a couple of changes between the 2 tier lists. So I'm gonna mainly use this one right now. Okay, so as you can see here, there's like many characters, right? So there's like Kazuma, there's like Megumin, Chris, Yun, Iris, Das, Rin, Erika, and also a 3-star Melissa. These are the A-team for the 3-star units. You know, you can actually use them for reference with what I've said earlier, okay? But it's gonna be too long if I'm gonna go into them one by one because every character has their own skill set, with their own elements, and then finally also their own passive. Okay, so these are all the things to consider when choosing your team. Alright, especially for Winter Kazuma, I feel like he isn't too bad, even though the latest tier list, he actually dropped all the way down to D. I feel like mainly that's because it was ranked due to his passive. His passive is just absolute crap, you can't really use it for anything. But as a character, he's actually better than the 4-star Kazuma, okay? Because he's mainly a dark unit, okay? The 4-star Kazuma actually has like a dark ulti, but his skill sets are water, you know, true to the anime, okay? So generally for physical teams, I would recommend looking for, I think generally you want to look out for swords or daggers. Okay, these are the 2 main physical weapons so that you can identify them. To confirm, please read their skill descriptions. Okay, so for example, Melissa, it will say normal physical attack to 1 enemy. Here it says dark physical damage to all enemies. Okay, then I'll use Megumin, okay? Since she's magical. It says fire magic at damage to 1 enemy, okay? And her Bakuritsu. Fire magic damage to all enemies, okay? Caster faints immediately after use. So even though tier list may or may not be perfect, I would say, you know, try to choose a good 3-star ones from here, and then there's a 1 and 2-star one. So like I mentioned, if you don't have like those 3-star units, what's next? Like initially, I also don't have like a bunch of 3-star to choose from. So after the 3-star ones, you might want to look at the 1 and 2-star units, which are these characters here, okay? You can even use like 1-star Chris, 1-star Iris, 1-star Das, even 1-star Melissa, you know, things like that. They're actually great. I don't know, maybe if you do not have a healer, you can even use a 2-star Cielo. So following this 1-star, 2-star tier list as well, they are like strong and could be used in arena, okay? So they would not put them here if they are totally useless. There are actually things that they can be used in the kit set. Of course, their stats won't be as high as the 4-star variant, but the skills in it are actually pretty decent. And while they do not perform as well as their 4-star version, they are still strong. Okay, I would say they are still strong and could be used in meta. Like I mentioned, I actually was using the 1-star Das before I actually put for the 3-star version. And then the 1-star Das actually performs pretty well, above my expectation, mainly because of the 1.5 times fire damage against the ice boss, which is the Snow Shogun, okay? So, as you can see, the video gotten really long. I was expecting like 10 minutes or so. So, on top of that, I would like to talk about sub-units, which mostly I will be covering in the next video. So, check that out. Once it's out, I'll probably just link it below as well when you watch it, you know, when it's out together. But otherwise, you know, subscribe first. So is it just equip like the same face character and then GG you win? So, you know, it's like, it depends, right? But basically, okay, just the basic ones I'm going to talk about right now are really brief and then just taken very lightly, okay, because there's more than that. So I'm just going to say like, okay, just for basic stats, you can definitely use the characters with the same face, okay? Bonus points. If the same characters with same face, example Megumin, which have like great passive to pair with her, definitely go for it. Iris is another one as well. Okay, wait, let me just use this, okay? So this is how I would pair them. Okay, I'm gonna explain why Whis, and then like usually Kazuma, you know, I got say like the water passive. Okay, so the next one you wanna pair with like a good passive, like, you know, for example, physical attack up. There's currently only 2 units in the game with this passive. One being the 3-star Iris, which is this one. Okay, Vid Eater Iris, they're gonna have this physical attack boost. The other one is this Chris. Okay, physical attack boost. It's the only two characters in the game with this passive right now. And then for the magic buff, magic version, it's gonna be this Megumin, the winter one, the winter lace. So there's a magic attack boost. It's the only one with this passive. Okay, in this game, we call it trait. But when you hear passive, I'm talking about this trait. Okay, so since I mentioned this, the thing that will basically help your characters are their stats and also the traits. Okay, the passive will carry over to the main character. So this is why passive are really important in this game. You know, like things like that. This one, it doesn't matter to this guy. But for this one, okay, lightning. This Chris is using lightning damage. Okay, so this is the main reason why I'm using Yun Yun as tearing. And then for Melissa, dark. Okay, I'm gonna explain that further in the next video. Like priority list, there's a sub priority list. Okay, based on Discord user Dizinio. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Okay, and then the next common one, you know, to pair subs, you know, like I just showed you, actually like this, you know, to get elemental buff, you know, for the passive. Okay, so like for Chris, it's totally like not paired with Chris, even though I actually have some Chris level up. So this is like water. Okay, so this is just water based. And then this is 3-star. So 3-star definitely give you more stats. 4-star also give you even more stats. Okay? If all else fail, I don't know, just equip the highest tier you can find. But these are really too general, and I mentioned I will cover that in the next video. That's all for today. It's been really too long. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video give you a better idea on how to build your team. In the next video, I'm gonna talk about the sub characters. You know, that is gonna be a video on its own. And then I don't know, maybe I'll talk about the equipment. But by the way, you can actually go grab this recipe in the arena store. But it took quite a while to actually farm for the materials, just as a warning. Okay, and to end off this video, I'm just gonna accept all these, and then just gonna quick pull right now to end off the video. That's all for today. Subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Okay, recruit. 4-star ticket. I just want to see what I get. Okay, 4-star ticket. I don't know, hopefully I get a Chris. Oh, it's a dupe Iris. Okay. Okay, dupe Iris. I mean, I'm not complaining. At least it's something useful. Okay, I'm gonna skill her up now. Peace.